Good morning, everyone. Can you hear in the back? Okay, good. We're happy to be here with you today. It's always rare and precious when we can be with people who are searching for the truth about our lives, searching for an end to the suffering that we all experience and see others experience. It's quite precious. So let's just take a moment to be grateful to be here together. And really grateful for those who have come here so that you're not here alone. And send them wishes for this practice today to lead them to fully wake up. And yourself also, so that we become suitable for ending the suffering of all beings. There might be some new people here, and we're particularly happy you've joined us. And also for the people joining on streaming, we're happy that you're able to do that. So we have a kind of schedule we follow each Sunday, and we'll do a couple recitations this morning. They frame our practice of calm abiding, which is our main practice for the first 45 minutes or so. Then we'll have a tea break. That's still upstairs here since we haven't finished our community room, but it's on its way. And then for those who can stay, and it's a kindness if you can stay, it's a generosity practice if you can stay and share your Dharma questions, your Dharma experiences with others for the last 45 minutes or so in a Dharma discussion question-answer time. For those who don't know us, my name is Zopa, and this is Bill and Dora, and we're associate teachers here. So please feel free at the break, especially if you're new, to come up and introduce yourself. Or if you kind of have a short question, come up. I say short because the breaks are short. And come up and say hi to us. So let's start with our recitation for the practice of calm abiding. And simply chant this with as much attention as we can muster for the words and the meaning of this recitation.
Ooh, until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness. Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness. Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness.
First, we can relax. Maybe we're not so good at that in a certain way. There can be confusion about relaxing. So it's not the kind of relaxing on a beach in Mexico, although maybe that could work too. But it's not get in the hammock half sloshed and float around. This is a kind of an aware relaxation. So check out your body. Just scan it. Whatever you meet it with kindness, openness. See if we can suspend our judgment about what we meet in our body. Can scan from head to toe. As we meet whatever we see with equanimity, we can relax. Just as if we meet a person who has fostered equanimity, we relax around them. They don't want anything from us. There's no manipulation, no aggression, not even assertiveness, just open. So in our refuge bodhicitta prayer, we use the word all twice. We say, I and all beings go for refuge. And then we say, we do that to release all beings. All. For me, that word all is a reference to one of the four immeasurables called equanimity. So the four immeasurables are loving kindness toward all, compassion toward all, sympathetic joy toward all. That means joy in their achievements. And equanimity toward all. And these are called immeasurables because if we practice them the way the teachings lead us to do, then we can't leave anyone out. and beings are limitless. Really, I always wonder, how do they count the humans and say, 7.5 billion? I find it funny. I don't know that they can do that. But okay, somewhere in that range. And then we include all animals, so already we cannot count them, much less insects, birds, fish, sentient microbes even. Any being that reacts to painful situations or joyful situations, that moves toward or away from it. Some people even include plants with some experiments. So immeasurable. All. So most of the time, it's not so hard to include friends and family, although in moments they, to be honest, can appear as very difficult, even enemies in the morning. By night, close friends. Strangers, not so difficult most of the time, unless they cut in front of you with their car or tailgate you. Then enemy. And those we label as difficult, so you can choose someone. Often going to the level of politics is good to work with this one. Someone you think really you are fearful of, they have power over you. You can even feel some hatred towards them, some wishing they were not on the earth at all. That's a really good one to work with, because you're saying that one is going for refuge with you, and that one can also achieve full awakening, and that you want to practice to release that one too from their particular suffering. So the word equanimity comes from the French language, and it comes from this interesting thing. The equa part is kind of easy for us to get. We have a lot of words that start with that, like the equator and equal, and a lot of EQ words. It means an evenness. But the second part, anonymity, comes from animus, which is a reference to our spirit or life force, an even life force. All these immeasurables are considered in the Buddhist tradition to be within us and simply waiting to be discovered. They're not something outside that we have to go get, or we have this even animus, this serene, tranquil, peaceful, stable spirit. And it can function in all circumstances and with each and every being. Now, if I think of myself sitting down with someone who I'm really fearful of and very oppositional to, I don't feel this way. But I can think how it would be quite helpful to that person, to myself, to be peaceful, stable, serene with them, very open, wishing them well. And I was thinking last night and this morning, like, how do we get there? And one of the things I discovered in my own mind and heart is I have to see, well, you don't have to do anything. It's helpful to see that I am just like them. There are parts of myself that want full power, that want control. There are parts of myself that are very greedy and craving. There are parts of myself that are very fearful of the other. And there are parts of myself that are totally oblivious about the lives of someone different from me, and therefore I can act very callously toward those folks. So then I can sit there looking at someone I think of as my enemy. And I can say, just like me. This morning driving here, I got really irritated at someone when I took a left turn. The car is just such a great thing to work with because I noticed that when I start driving with this big steel thing around me, this kind of instant arrogance rises. I'm bigger now, I'm powerful, and I can steer this and make it go fast or slow. And I was taking a left turn, and the other person in a much bigger car was poked out kind of into the intersection. And I just felt so irritated. And then I tried this out. I thought, well, Zopa, you're going to talk about this morning. It's kind of hypocritical not to notice. And I thought, have I done that before? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, plenty of times. Plenty of times. And then this more even, stable, peaceful, open mind comes. The irritation disappears. So this little quick thing, just like me, is quite a good way in to developing this. It's kind of scary to think of some people and look at them and say, just like me, or I am like that. But it's one of the ways in. Into what? Into recognizing our Buddha nature, which is equanimous. Not disturbed. The Dalai Lama talks about it when someone asked him if he ever gets angry. He said, yeah, mostly my mind feels like a big ocean, pretty peaceful, but sometimes waves on the top. But we know all waves are just part of the ocean, and when they get done being waves, there's nowhere else they can go but back in the ocean. That peaceful, serene, tranquil part of us. So now we're going to turn to our practice of calm abiding, and how this applies is to bring this even spirit, this peaceful spirit, toward whatever appears in our own mind. If you're new to this, or even not so new, one of the ways to do this is to find your breath. That is, find what it's already doing, not manipulating it, not changing it, like a child coming upon a butterfly. Just looking. Just experiencing what's there already. With this equanimity, and then pretty swiftly, thoughts come, sensations of the body. Emotions can rise. And whatever comes, just meet it with that open equanimity. We don't have to grab it and entertain it. We don't have to push it away because it will go unless we grab it. The nature of all things is arise, abide, disappear. This is true with our emotions, our thoughts, our bodily sensations, our own bodies, everything. Arise, abide, disappear. So as we do our calm abiding together, simply notice that process. And we notice when we get stuck and we grab the thought, the plan, the memory. Just see that. Meet that with equanimity. And let that go too. So we'll do this for the next 40 or so minutes with a couple breaks. Enjoy your meditation. can relax your body and mind and even let go of the meditation if you like. relax if you like. You can sometimes refresh the mind. It's important not to try to meditate. We're going to do something different this morning for the last part of our practice. Our dear teacher, the 17th Karmapa, has been ill. And so, Cynthia or Rosemary, do you have the prayers? So we're going to finish our meditation by doing a long life prayer for the 17th Karmapa, the leader of this lineage. So that's being passed out now. I don't know if, do you know how to lead this in Tibetan? Okay, because I don't. Yeah, we'll do it in Tibetan. Dora will be our chant master. And shall we do it 3 times?
Yeah. 3 times in Tibetan, 1 time in English, 3 times in
You decide. Yeah, so Dora will lead us in this prayer, because I don't know Tibetan. Are there more, or shall we share? They're coming around. Rosemary up here. We don't have them up here. You can just pass them down the row and people can get them. Thank you. Thank you. So with all of our hearts, with tremendous gratitude towards such a being who represents the fully awakened mind on earth, and we're so fortunate to be on the earth with such a being. Let's wish for this one long life for the benefit of all beings and ourselves. Okay, thank you, Dora.
Let's do it 3 times in Tibetan and then once in English. Om mi che ta paranjun che ki ku gye tru zu ki ku shen karma pe sang sum dor je kam surab ten ching tai e chin le lun dru pa va sho mi che ta pa ran jun che ki ku je che ze ki ku shen karma pe sang sum dor je kam surab ten ching tai e chin le lun dru pa va sho mi che ta pa ran jun che ki ku je tru se ki ku shen karma pe san sum dor je kam surab ten ching tai e chin le lun dru pa va sho. Unborn, eternal, self-arising Dharmakaya arises as the miraculous kayas of form. May the 3 secrets of the Karmapa be stable in the Vajra nature, and may his limitless Buddha activity spontaneously blaze.
By this virtue may I quickly realize Mahamudra and establish all beings without exception in this state.
Thank you all so very much. Okay, it's time for tea and fun, but announcements first. I wanted to take the opportunity before we say what's happening next to thank a couple people. Bill for the beautiful teaching yesterday on the Vajrayana and the Nundro and helping those who are going to India. We have quite a contingent going to India in January. So that's exciting. And that's a marvelous teaching, and it's online. So please watch that. It was from 9 to 12 yesterday. And our dear friend Julie Herlacher for the second session of Death and Dying. And there's one more this next Saturday, right? Okay, from 3 to 5. So I'm sure you can come to that one if you haven't been to the first couple of them. And again, those are online. And I wanted to say one thing that we hardly ever talk about here, or at least I don't notice it too much, and that is the word dana, D-A-N-A, which translates into generosity. And generosity is the first perfection, and it's first for a reason. First of the 6 perfections, which are practices we can engage in. And the Buddha always offered teachings for free. Anyone could come. He even welcomed, he really violated all the social graces of India at the time by welcoming women and people from all the castes and classes. And he was criticized for that, but he gave everything for free. And we do that here too. The Dharma is offered for free. But we live in a world where we have to have a building and we have to have a microphone. And hopefully someday we'll have heat. And those things don't come for free. So we welcome you to think of your generosity practice towards the Dharma itself, which is personified by KCC in this case, the building, the people, etc. I'm not talking personally, I'm talking about, making sure the Dharma continues in the world. So one of the ways my teacher taught me to think about this, my teacher, Venerable Thupten Chodron, was think about how precious or worthwhile the Dharma is to you in your life. And then think about other things you buy, like a latte every day for $4, and which one is more meaning to you. And if you think about that, and you think of maybe a latte every day, that's $120 a month. So is the Dharma more precious? So this is not to pressure anyone. It's for you to think about your own capacity. There's many stories in Buddhism where the person who gave their 1 nickel achieved far more merit than someone who gave $100,000 because of the capacity. So you can think of that, but it's important to think about keeping the Dharma going. So just consider that as you can. And there's a little red box in the back, and there's a chance to increase or sign up for monthly. Even $5 a month is good, or increase the monthly that you already are giving. So if you want to know about that, who could they talk to? You, Linda, if they want to know more. Linda, right there. Okay. What else is happening? I'm going to be leading, oh, yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to lead a 2-day non-residential retreat here, December 8th and 9th, on the beautiful practice of Tonglen, which is one of the deep, deep mind training practices that is so comprehensive. It can start with the simplest kind of kindness and end up with some sense of selflessness, of this total deep interconnection with others. So please plan to come to that. It will be Friday and Saturday. Non-residential means you go home on Friday night, but there will be some instructions how to carry the practice that night and come back. We're doing it this way because we don't have a place to go off and spend the whole weekend together, but next winter we will, because our 3-year retreatants will be out of retreat, oh my gosh, in June sometime, this next June sometime. So do strong prayers for the end of their retreat. And every second and fourth Thursday we have mind training. You're welcome to that. It's a wonderful, boisterous, funny, sincere group. And you can join in and really enjoy those teachings with Tim Campbell and myself. And what else? Do you have something else?
The Bodhisattva celebration.
Oh, the Bodhisattva celebration, yes, coordinated by our dear friend Mary Woods, is going to be December 16th, and it really is fun. And people bring stories about any kind of Bodhisattva activity. Could be the postal carrier, or it could be Shanti Deva. and it's going to move to the afternoon. What time? 2 to 4:30, and I think there's a poster on the back. So particularly for children, but also for the child in all of us. And there's treats and songs and just fun.
And if you have any time to offer to help Mary, please talk to Mary.
And there'll be the opportunity to help, and all of that's fun too. And then I wanted to mention one other thing that is primarily pointed toward parents with kids who are 10 and younger.
Can we get this on the mic, Mary? Yeah, for the stream.
So on the December 2nd, which is a Saturday, at about 11 in the morning, I'm inviting parents with children that are 10 and younger, so kids that would be able to go to our regular children's program, and then possibly some potential childcare that may develop depending on people's interest. So I'll send an email out to the community too, but I'm finding out that there are parents hidden among us that nobody knew about and that they don't know about each other. And so this would be a great opportunity for us all to know more about each other. And the more there are, the more opportunities I think we will have. So it just won't be like an all-day thing. It'll be like, maybe an hour, hour and a half, just whatever it takes for us to talk about these things. And please come if you can, or if you're an adult who's interested in working with the kids, and you don't have to be a parent to do that either. So please join us. It's a joyful way to be a part of this Sangha.
Thanks, Mary.
On our grand opening celebration, I noticed that we also have many grandparents hidden among us. And if you have grandchildren who you would love to see part of this program, that coming on December 2nd is great too.
Yeah, I'm lobbying for mine to show up, so I might win that one. So, okay. 2 more announcements. Salidra or Cynthia.
Yeah. So
first, and
it's
Salidra.
just, if anybody wanted to take the long life prayer home and use it daily or use it, that's fine. We'll print more.
And thanks, Cynthia, for bringing it.
And we have a newcomer today, Star. Are you here?
Oh,
There you are.
hello, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you, Selitra. Okay, tea time. You'll hear a gong.